Hi Leo, welcome to your general messages for the 8th through the 21st of February. I hope you guys are doing great today. So we're going to be talking about career/money in one section and then relationship in another. I will timestamp for the relationship below in the description box if you don't want to stick around for the for career. It's totally up to you. So Leo, I hope you're hanging out, listen to me, Mercury retrograde there, hanging in there, right? You have a lot of energy that's going on, as you guys well know. Those of you who've been watching, you understand you have the Great Conjunction, you have many other energies in your 7th house. It's really powerful. And that 7th house is not only about marriage, we label it the house of marriage, but it's also business partnerships, people that we have a shared soul connection with, right? So there's a lot of energy there. Now from February 8th until the 2nd of March, we're going to be having this very incredible tense square. I did discuss it more in detail in my February astrology only reading, but it's going to be in a 10th square with Uranus. Now Uranus is going to be the energy that's in your 10th house, and that's all about revolutionary change. There could be big surprises that come up in that space, having to do with, the 10th house is everything that has to do with career, it's public reputation, it's standing in the world, it's fame, it's how you're known out there. It does also represent the institution of marriage, though. So there's going to be a lot of tension there between these two, where there's going to be this tug of war between the old and the new, how something was and how something needs to change. And there's going to be this tension, and it's very powerful. It really is. But if we go into it knowing that, it can actually be very, very productive. Now, on the 10th into the 12th, we have the Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, and Minerva, all in Aquarius, all in your 7th house. That is a lot of focus. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of weight going on with your partnerships right now in your life, for sure. And we haven't had this in over 4,000 years. It hasn't happened in 4,000 years. It's not going to happen for another at least 500 years, according to my research. But anyway, I mean, a really good new energy that's going to be popping in to help us out is this new moon in Aquarius, which is really good for making new friends, new goals, beginning a new cycle. Great energy to problem solving, especially with Mercury retrograde hanging out with Venus. This is really good problem solving energy, thinking out of the box, looking at things differently, new, to really make some very positive changes in your life. I just like this. Even if you're not making any big changes, what's going to be highlighted for you are things in your life that you really need to focus on and pay more attention to, which is really, really good. Now, on February 11th to the 14th, we have Jupiter conjunct Venus, Mercury, the Sun, and the Moon. And this is great because great energy for relationships, right? After what seems to be, or otherwise seems to be, a really difficult time, there's going to be this reprieve from the 11th to the 14th. Healing in relationships, new partnerships could come in, lots of wisdom being gained here. Problem solving energy as well, having to do with finances. I really like it. Now, you just want to be mindful, though, that 4 days later, from the 18th to the 20th, it's just for 2 days, Venus and Mars are going to be squaring off. And I really am understanding this energy to be more of an accountability energy, if that makes sense. So like if you're from the 11th to the 14th, if you are having these deep conversations, problem solving, planning, all of this, from the 18th to the 20th, there's going to be, all right, well, how practical is that? Or are you just giving me lip service? Or is that doable? Or is that going to really come to fruition? So there could be tension around it, so it can create some issues, some tension having to do with relationship or finance. But squares are not that bad, guys. Sometimes we need squares we always need squares in order to grow. Otherwise, we're not going to grow. So I just feel like ultimately this is going to end up being a good thing, though not super comfortable. But if you know this going in, there are ways of circumventing and having the energy work for you. So I really like that. So we have Milk and Honey, Change in the Wind, Treasure Island, very nice. Milk and Honey, focusing on what matters, focusing on what makes you feel comfortable. Being very honest with yourself about what it is that you want. Change in the Wind. So there's going to be a change in circumstances. but what's funny is, not funny, what's interesting here, it's like this thing is with you and it needs to come out from within. If you look at the treasure island energy, it's almost like the sea turtle was down in the emotions of the ocean, right? And found this fabulous treasure chest to bring it up and shook it open. And look, a bunch of beautiful hearts come out. So many beautiful gifts that were hiding down deep in the emotions. So something is going to be occurring to you that you're going to realize that you really want to do, that maybe you haven't admitted to yourself, or that maybe for some reason you've been really afraid of, having to do with taking something on. But we have with the Lenormand, we do have the snakes starting out. The snakes coming up for a lot of the career reads, which is very interesting to me. Snake energy is not good. There is a malice attached to that. But I feel like either you're going to be realizing this, or somebody's going to be informing you that somebody is lacking integrity, having to do with something having to do with either. Now, this could have to do with either work, but not everybody's working, right? Any financial situation. So maybe, this is between you and your partner, right? If you guys are married and you share finances, this would be you and a legal situation, an investment, buying or selling a home, something to do with an inheritance, something to do with your retirement, anything like that. So there could be this sort of duplicitous energy that is not very full of integrity, but the snake is looking at the rider, and the rider is on this horse, like the kind on a merry-go-round that goes up and down, so it does indicate cycles, has the messenger bag with a letter. So some piece of information is coming in, some realization, some information is coming in that's going to incite a new cycle, that's going to make you be very focused on the future. She's got the glyph of Venus around her neck, which is about money, about feeling really good and loving what she does, and this is very important to her in this way. She does understand that she's getting messages, not only from her intuition, but maybe people from the other side who have her back, right? Now, I'm saying her because it's a her there, but it could be him as well, right? So it's this idea of very much focusing on what's necessary, and you having actually everything that you need really right now in order to grow. So, for example, let's say you want to start a business and you're like, I can't start a business unless I get that $50,000 loan. I only have X amount built out, or I only have X amount of dollars saved up. It's about taking what you do have and making that work for you in a certain way, right? In a way, and what the energy here is telling me is that you're going to be able to do that, okay? So it's almost like I'm getting a feeling like it's something that you didn't think was possible. For yourself, maybe you didn't think that you had enough resources, that you weren't able to do something on your own, something like that, but that you are in fact able to do that. This energy comes in, and it's like the negativity from this energy drives you in a new direction. So it's almost like this gift, this hidden gift, this negativity that you are enduring, having to do either with that work or just financial situation. Could even be your partner, could even be a partner, where if there's some sort of divorce or something like that going on, where, somebody did something very duplicitous, you realize that it's time to end something, and you moving forward, having exactly what it is that you need. Now, in the recent past, we have the Page of Coins, and this could indicate a new job, maybe start a new job, or there was some sort of money news coming in. This could also indicate, for some of you, maybe you hired somebody brand new. If you're a boss of something, you hired somebody brand new, or you were brand new at something. But the Page is the young and of the court. So there's this idea of young. Could also be understood as being mature. But Page also does indicate a new cycle. Because this is a career read, we're going to stick with the Pentacle energy. Or you could, I'm even understanding that now. You're just looking as maybe making some new connections in work that could help you out in other ways. Situation right now, though, we have the Three of Swords, which is about betrayal. So you feel like you've been betrayed, having to do with something, having to do with finances. So maybe, if this has to do with a business partner or a marital partner regarding finances, promises were made, and though, you're realizing that there's not going to be any follow through. And this is, you feel betrayed about that, because this is heartbreak, this is divorce, this is a loss, this is depression, right? Divorce does impact us financially. So those of you, who've gone through a divorce understand this all too well, right? So it could certainly be that, but it could also just be like stabbed in the back. You got fired, you didn't see it coming, or somebody was really duplicitous at work, and that could be the snake, somebody who really was like backstabbing at work. And we have the Two of Cups though. So the Two of Cups here though is about a new proposal coming in that you're really going to resonate with, this new offer. We have this working with the Lover's energy as the crowning. I like this because this indicates to me, this could indicate a new partner, but you having choices here more than anything. You having choices. This one option may seem easier, but you have to look closer to make sure that it's the best thing in the long term, and don't make a decision just based on money or just because you want something to just be over or dealt with. You want to make sure that in the long run it is the right thing. So we have the Seven of Swords as the foundation energy. So here, look, this is about theft, betrayal, dishonesty, running away from something. Somebody could be wearing a mask, promising you a certain salary or the way things are going to be going. Or, again, this could also be an energy of lip service, lots of lip service, and really not having much intention of follow through, right? This is Seven of Swords. It's a moon in Aquarius energy in astrology. So moon is the emotions, it's emotions that are hidden. And when it's in Aquarius, which is about the future, it's like these emotions are being hidden about how the future is going to be playing out. You understand? This is why I feel like they could be giving you lip service, but feeling something very differently internally. Or you could even be doing that, Leo. You might even be doing that. You might even be saying, and look, the bottom line is I am getting a malicious vibe here, though. It's like somebody knowingly saying, yeah, no, we're going to do da-da-da-da-da, or it's going to go this way. It's going to go this way. Yeah, I actually feel like this is an energy really that you're dealing with. We got the Six of Wands here as you. You just want to be happy, man. That's it. You want success, right? Because this is about good news coming in and you feeling really happy and feeling like you could just be really successful, getting recognition once and for all, having to do with the situation. But an energy external to you that's impacting you is an Eight of Cups energy. Yeah, see, I feel like the duplicitous energy is external to you. I don't feel like it's you. General message, I could be wrong, right? But, it's because of the way these are lining up for me in this Celtic cross. Because this is external to you. In the 8, this means withdrawing, retreating, moving on, and abandoning a situation, right? The thing is the abandonment, though. They might have checked out already on something on you having to do with a business partnership. They might have checked out on you already having to do with some sort of opportunity. But it's like they knowingly are, maybe you're still giving you some lip service. Now, your challenge here is the Hermit. Having to do, the Hermit is always about going within for clarity, right? It's a Virgo energy. You might be dealing with a Virgo. The Virgo energy is a problem-solving energy more than anything, right? And that's what this is. But it's really time. The challenge here for you, though, is in being able to step back and really analyze and get super clear on what's not working, because you might feel like, it's time for me to try a different approach or a different path, and I'm just not sure. You might even have somebody who wants to help you out right now, Leo, but you're just not sure. It's not, you may have, I feel like you do have people that want to help you out, but you're just really not sure. You're not sure what you want. You're just not sure. And we have the Moon energy here in the near future, right? Speaking of the Moon that we were a few moments ago, the Moon, again, it's about, the Moon is always about energy that's hidden, right? But when it comes to career, it's, this tells me that in the near future, you may achieve something that you are working towards, right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, you feel like it wasn't even worth it. And you end up in a space where emotions end up running high with the people that you're dealing with and within this financial situation. And you might need to protect yourself from somebody else's negativity, You know, like all things being equal, money matters are stable, but you want more satisfaction from either your work than just a paycheck, or you want more satisfaction over the life that you're living, right? And money may be an issue. You don't want to just live to live. You want to really live your life, right? And, you know, for a lot of you, it's more about like a quality of life thing, particularly if this has to do with like a marriage situation. It's not a relationship read, but we're just talking about from the financial perspective of either being in a marriage or the dissolution of a marriage or anything like that, or your career or anything else that you might be in. Now we have the Three of Coins as the final outcome. You're not afraid to put the work in because you're all about really expecting somebody to show up and be a team with you. You want to collaborate with somebody, right? On life, on, you know, having to do with this either job, this project, this idea, having a shared goal and working towards it with somebody, right? It's Mars and Capricorn. It's like being a warrior, you know, in your workspace and really trying to make something happen. So for some of you, this might be, you know, if it has nothing to do with work, and maybe you guys are talking about, you know, coming up with money to, because milk and honey energy is kind of speaking to me about selling a home, purchasing a home, something to do with a home, you know. And maybe you guys had a lot of plans set, but there's been a change in those plans. But now you're realizing what you really want to do. But you're also recognizing that somebody may have not have been on the same page as you. So that's how that could end up manifesting if it has to do with that. This could also have to do with like building a business with somebody. So yeah, I see you at the end of the day though, Leo, working, but really asking yourself, is this really worth it? You know, is it worth everything that I'm putting in? Is it worth going back to school? Like if whatever it is, if is it worth the 1,000,000 hours that I put in? Is it, you know, is it worth the aggravation? You know, is it worth enduring? Whatever it is. Okay, my friends, that's what I have for you. It's going to be different for each of you. This is general messages, right? But let's get into the love partner. Remember, I am going to be doing a love read separately, deep love read, next time in honor of St. Valentine's Day. That will include 4 singles as well, okay? Looking at the past, feeling like you've been very patient regarding a situation. The polar bear and the fish, it's all about focusing on what do you really need to like be okay in life? Roof over your head, food on the table, clothes on your back, couple of bucks in the account. How much do you need? I have this vision of you like figuring out, or exactly what do I need to like be okay on my own? Because the mother in the Lenormand, the polar bear in Lenormand is mother, and it's also about like the sustenance that we get from mother, and we get fish. The fish is basic sustenance. Like what do you, it's the message here is you have enough, you have everything that you need. Thinking about what it is that you need, realizing you have everything that you need, the clock is ticking, and then we have Clover, which is about things very much going in your favor. So that's what we have opening up. Then we have Cassette, which is outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over and over in your head. We have Sword and Rose, clarity, truth, revelation. Yeah, realizing the situation for what it is. We have the chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. Clock, need time, take time. More about the clock, time and cycles, time to heal and progress. Okay, this is a clock thing. So some of you may be in a space of saying, let me give it more time. Others of you are like, I have to get out of this because I feel like I'm wasting my time. But there is this idea of time. Some of you may be approaching a relationship with a significant amount of patience, waiting to see something through patiently, because it does seem like, and you're going through things over and over in your head, and you're wanting to be patient, feeling optimistic that things are going to change. Others of you are like, all right, I've really been patient. I got to figure out what I need in order to move myself out of this situation. General messages, so I have to give different interpretations, okay? We have the Magician reversed, the King of Swords reversed, we have the Three of Swords, King of Cups, Queen of Swords, King of Wands. What a mixed bag. It's like half reverse. Sometimes reversals are better. Half reverse, half upright. So we have, coming into this energy, a lot of truth being served up, you know. A lot of truth, Leo. Really focusing on what you need to just take care of you and be you. Very self-sufficient energy. Totally honest. Figuring people out the second they walk in the room. Knowing what their motivations are before they even open their mouth. Being very, very realistic. Right now we have the Magician in the reverse, so this could definitely be a scattered energy. You know, some of you may feel like you're wasting resources, you're wasting time in a particular situation. Obviously that would resonate with some of you, as I was indicating, you know, it before. But, you know, this could also indicate like you're dealing with a little bit of like a trickster energy, you know. Maybe you're being misled by like a charming manipulator, you know, like a real BS artist. It could be. This can also indicate that you just feel really, really blocked. You know, you're feeling really blocked on how to figure out the problem to a solution. And that block, though, is generating a lot of scattered energy. It could certainly be. And then we have the King of Swords in the reverse, which is a very kind of abusive energy. It's a corrupt energy. You know, again, keeping in mind that swords are truth, it's words, it's communication. You know, the king is very strong, but in the reverse, there can be like a manipulative or a lying or being misled, or there being like a lot of arguments, right? This kind of energy could certainly be. Energy of betrayal as the crowning energy, right? I mean, this can be heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression. There could be, maybe somebody is dealing with, either you or a partner had to have surgery, I'm getting, some sort of illness. But the Three of Swords is the card of pain, right? It's quite literally, it's Saturn in Libra. When Saturn is in an energy, it can bring up its shadow manifestation. And so, you know, Libra is all about wanting to be balanced. So the shadow manifestation is trying to control and is out of balance. So that's what I'm getting here. Like things just kind of went out of balance here. We have the King of Cups in the upright as the foundation, which is a very supportive energy, very tolerant. The Knight of Cups can, listen, this is an Aquarius, in astrology, this is an Aquarius and Pisces, a Libra and Scorpio energy. And Libra, as I mentioned, is about the glyph. It's the scales. It's also ruled by Venus. So there's love, there's appreciation, there's kindness here. And Scorpio is about ending something so that something new can begin. It's like an energy of transformation. So that's why the King of Cups, we say the King of Cups is very tolerant and empathetic, because the King of Cups helps us through things, helps us to feel loved, helps us to feel better when we're not. So if you're feeling really bad about this might be a new energy that you're meeting. And then we have you as the Hermit reverse. So the Hermit reverse in relationship, this is, first of all, the Hermit is always about going within for this energy of clarity, trying to find your way out of something, trying to come up with some sort of solution to an issue. And when we have this in reverse, there is this psychologically, you may feel really, really alone and unsupported right now, maybe even a little bit lost, but this might be because you don't want to ask for any help with this particular situation, you know? You might even be This could also manifest as feeling victimized or martyred because you're having a really hard time moving on from a situation that you intuitively know isn't good for you, you know? And you might even be feeling cut off from what it is that you actually really want. Some of you might even be in a space where you're cutting yourself off from your friends and your family. But it's like you're racking your brain trying to figure out a solution, and you may be having a really hard time figuring it out. Now we have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse as the energy that is impacting you. So the Eight of Pentacles in reverse is having this lack of focus, this being hung up on things being perfect, somebody who is overly ambitious. But at the same time, it's this, I know this sounds strange, but it's almost like an energy of trying to repair something. Right? So it's like trying to repair something, but having a lack of focus, trying to repair something, but expecting it to be perfect. It's like, it's the kind of energy that says, okay, all right, let's calm down. Let's take a deep breath. Let's just get past what we were doing. Everything's fine. Next, and not wanting to talk about it. And just expecting everything to be perfect. And then if you bring it up again, they'll accuse you of being an energy that's always complaining, right? Or that kind of thing, right? But so that is an external energy that's impacting you right now. So you might even be experiencing this actually as if you're in this space, this Hermit reverse space where you're trying to figure out, you know, whatever challenging situation you might find yourself in right now. This could certainly be like your friends or your family or somebody saying, you know, suck it up. Come on, let's just go. You know, let's just move it on, move it on. Now, the Seven of Cups in reverse, this is your challenge. And, you know, this is a good energy in the reverse, but this is your challenge. This is Seven of Cups in reverse is about clarity and the illusion of something ending and having a restored sense. So this tells me that being that it's in your challenge, you're confused. You're very confused right now. There's a lot of confusion here, Leo, but check it out. Some sort of good news comes in. So you might be hearing from somebody you haven't heard from in a while. That incites almost a frenetic kind of change. This really quick moving forward. This is a little bit of a confusing read for me. I'm going to tell you, well, let me finish the read and then I'm going to tell you why. Because then as the final outcome, we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So we have to honor the reversals because they always come with messages. And the Ten of Cups in reverse does indicate a broken marriage or some sort of family trouble. If you're not married, just some sort of trouble in the relationship. You know, could certainly indicate something ended. Something ending because of this lack of support where you guys don't have a shared vision, or you're just in this space of recognizing like you guys just don't want the same things. It could even just be as simple as that. But let me tell you where I'm getting stuck. We have the King of Cups and we have the Eight of Wands. Now, I don't know, are you communicating with somebody online or even in person who is like a shoulder for you to lean on? It could be somebody from the past, doesn't have to be. And like the idea that you're hearing from them, maybe you're thinking about them here and then you actually hear from them, or you reach out to somebody from the past. Could certainly be that. But it's like, the way I'm feeling the energy, it's like you realizing that it's like you're trying to make something work, but at the end of the day, you realize that you're not going to be able to make it work because you can't mitigate somebody else's issues. You can't. You can only control yourself. So you're in this space, maybe where you're feeling victimized or martyred. You're just feeling bad about the situation. You're not feeling good about how things have gone on. All right? I mean, that's it. But you're feeling confused about everything nonetheless. Okay, fine. Things are not going to work out with this energy, but yet somebody else is reaching out to you. That's really good. And then we have this King of Cups energy. So I feel like there's a toe in the water as far as another energy goes. Yeah. You're realizing things here. outdated thinking. You realize it's like my Leo, I feel like it's like you're a new person. You getting rid of outdated thinking, you're embracing the truth of a situation. You may be dealing, I don't know, we have the chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. If somebody doesn't want to let this go, maybe the energy that you're dealing with, or maybe at the end of the day, you don't want to. Or that's the outdated thinking that you were like that, you're realizing that now. You just focused on healing and moving on. So you might have met this new energy, but I don't feel like it's like anything serious right now. This is like a very kind, tolerant, empathetic energy who's sort of helping you through. But I feel like the Eight of Wands is a very quick energy of moving on from something. Getting that phone call and moving on and away from something that's not working. So, pretty specific message, guys. Please don't try to make it fit if it's not your message. I'm sorry. I can't get every single Leo's message each time. Let's see what comes out next time in the deep read. But this is what I have for this reading for this week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.